getting worsening. Now, Sheikh Hasina, we all have seen that what happened. So I remember the statement of our respected Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said that again and again you are giving us a warning that we are a nuclear power. तो हमने क्या अपने दिवाली में पटाखे फोड़ने के लिए समझा के रखे हो? So in your personal opinion, sir, looking into the so many years of conflict with Pakistan as a neighbor, do you feel that there is maybe some possibility for a war in the future?
What I see is that war is always possible. It is better that we don't have a war. But for a troublesome neighbor, a cunning and scheming neighbor like Pakistan or anything, it is important that we have our plans in place, with us, and we have the wherewithal for that to execute. And those plans, I'm sure, are there.
नमस्कार दोस्तों शहीदों की चिताओं पर हर बरस लगेंगे मेले, वतन पे मिटने वालों का बस यही निशा होगा। दोस्तों मेरे चैनल डियर लाइफ में आप सभी का स्वागत है। दोस्तों आपका अभी तक जितना हमको प्यार मिला है उसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। दोस्तों इस 15 अगस्त के अवसर पर हम आपके लिए लेके आए हैं सीरीज ऑफ पॉडकास्ट विद द डिफेंस पर्सनल। दोस्तों ये वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने अपने देश की सुरक्षा के लिए, अपने देश की तरक्की के लिए, अपने देश को संगठित बनाए रखने के लिए हर एक सांस दी है। दोस्तों डिफेंस पर्सनल जो होते हैं दोस्तों वो देश के लिए जीते हैं और देश के लिए मरते हैं। दोस्तों हम कोशिश करेंगे कि इस सीरीज में आपके लिए भारत के तीनों जो आर्मी के जो तीनों ब्रांचेज हैं जिसमें थल सेना, जल सेना और वायु सेना, उसके प्रमुख यहाँ पर आएँ और अपने विचारों को दोस्तों आपके सामने रखें। दोस्तों इस वीडियो को पूरा देखिए, इस पॉडकास्ट को पूरा देखिए। दोस्तों हमारे लिए 15 अगस्त और 26 जनवरी का मतलब केवल फिल्मी गाने सुनना या उस दिन के लिए देशभक्ति की भावना बनाए रखना नहीं है, जबकि पूरे साल भर हम देश के लिए क्या करते हैं दोस्तों इस चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। तो दोस्तों जहाँ पर भी आप रहते हैं, जिस किसी भी क्षेत्र में रहते हैं, वहाँ कहीं भी कुछ गलत होता है और आपको लगता है कि ये हमारे देश के लिए या हमारे लिए हानिकारक है, दोस्तों आवाज़ उठाइए। हर उस व्यक्ति से बोलिए कि ये आप सही नहीं कर रहे हैं। दोस्तों तकलीफ तब नहीं होती जब लोग गलत काम करते हैं, तकलीफ तब होती है जब लोग गलत काम करने वालों को रोकते नहीं हैं। शायद यही हम सब के लिए दोस्तों देशभक्ति हो सकती है। Welcome to the Let's Talk show. This episode is going to be very special, the episode number 48 on the occasion of Independence Day. In India, we all are celebrating 78th Independence Day, and on this occasion, we would like to interview and learn many things from Colonel R.N. He is ex-army professional and helping the community and serving the experiences, and he'll be going to share and decode a lot of his learning from his career. Sir, welcome to the Let's Talk show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pankaj. It is my first podcast, so maybe I will be, learning something from you itself in this process.
Yeah, so the learning is mutual, sir.
Yes.
And I always used to learn when it comes to the discipline in the life, it comes from the army. And not only from army, even all the defense personals. So we already interviewed Air Marshal Anil Khosla sir, and he shared a lot of his insights, especially. So this podcast is especially, bringing all the three corps of army from Air Force, Navy, and Army, sir, from the defense.
Okay.
So, sir, please share about yourself. How has been your career? Just give a brief introduction about yourself, and then we have a lot of questions in our bucket to ask to you, sir.
Okay, so to put it across, I am basically Bangalorean by birth and education. After finishing my 12th, I joined National Defence Academy. So, where all the cadets from all the three services, Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force, they get trained together, where we learn our jointmanship. So, for 3 years, we went through the training at NDA, and then thereafter, having been allotted the Army, I went to Indian Military Academy. Got commissioned into the Corps of Engineers. Was fortunate enough to do my degree from College of Military Engineering and lucky to get a selected for a post-graduation course in IIT Chennai. So I did my MTech from IIT Chennai. And so that has been in brief my journey. So I was commissioned into the Bombay Sappers, and it is always a privilege to command your own unit. So I was, again, it's God's grace that I was given the opportunity to command my own regiment, 109 Engineer Regiment, which is part of the Bombay Sapper unit. So that is the journey in brief. And have being a Bangalorean, I've come back as settled down in Bangalore.
So wonderful, sir. Sir, how does it feel like coming from a defense? You know, even you served for many years for the Indian defense in the army. How do you feel, you know, the emotions of a defense personnel compared to the civilians those are there inside the country?
No, I think the emotions would be the same as far as the nation is concerned. Only thing is that, you know, we become more committed to our own profession and our job, and we want to excel in that and do things in a proper way. And we do it in a disciplined manner. By our training, we imbibe a lot of qualities which, you know, comes into us, and we are able to do our job as we grow in our service in whatever appointments we are holding in a very fine and professional manner. That's how it is. And as far as the nation is concerned, a good citizen will have the same feeling, whether Mr. Pankaj ho, for the nation. You'll always put nation first, and you will want to do everything so that the nation is benefited, it is protected, it prospers, and you are a contributing member of the society. That is all.
Sir, हम लोगों के लिए basically when it comes to the special occasions like 15 अगस्त, 26 जनवरी, ये जो दिन होते हैं, और I remember the school days sir, when we all people were there used to be a chief guest, and जब वो flag hosting वगैरह होती है, उसके बाद जब हमारा देश का जो राष्ट्रगान बजता है, बाकी सारी चीजें होती हैं, इमोशंस एक डिफरेंट लेवल पे होते हैं. और दूसरी चीज द हाईएस्ट पीक ऑफ द पेट्रियोटिज्म व्हिच वी सी व्हेनेवर द इंडो पाक जो क्रिकेट मैच होता है, और जब पूरे देश का जो इमोशन होता है वो सब पूरा दे आर फेवरिंग द कंट्री, दे आर सपोर्टिंग देयर बैट्समैन एंड द एंटायर टीम. तो यहाँ पर सर ये जो एक इम्पोर्टेंस है हमारे यहाँ इंडिपेंडेंस की भारत में, इंडिया में, I think the younger generation, people those who are studying in the schools, the high schools or maybe the middle schools are like this, they need to really understand the importance of this freedom which has come with a lot of sacrifice to us. Please share your thoughts on this, and what is the importance of a freedom, why, you know, each and individual should in India should really mean it.
See, how I look at it is that, you know, we are very fortunate to be in a country like India, you know, where, you know, we are, you know, there's unity in diversity. That's the one part which I would look at. Secondly, we have got freedom. By being in a democracy, we have got certain fundamental duties as well as fundamental rights. The fundamental rights gives us the freedom to express ourselves. So, being such a diverse society, we are able to express ourselves, in whatever way we want, and grow in whichever field which we want. The peace and tranquility which is there in the country, to a great extent, what I'm trying to say is brings us a lot of opportunity for the next generation, provided they put in that hard work, develop their skill sets, and are able to focus on what they want to pursue in a passionate manner. So that is what is the thing. And that opportunity is available in a country like ours. If you look at countries, say, in our neighborhood itself, you know, we have seen what's happened in Pakistan, what has happened in Bangladesh now recently, what has happened in Sri Lanka. Okay? So what we are seeing is that our youth has got the facilities, the infrastructure, and everything available to them, which they can leverage and use well. That is there, and if they put in their heart and soul to it, they can utilize the opportunity to grow. That is what is my take on this.
So there is a unfortunate part for the India. So when it comes to this occasion, we have been surrounded by the countries, you know, which is keep on disturbing the peace of the country like India. and we know that they can't fight with us, looking into the kind of the strength what we possess. But they are finding other ways and the means. Especially, I am talking about the kind of terrorist attack which are keep on happening, the infiltration which are keep on happening from the borders, especially from Pakistan. So, being an army professional, sir, what happens to you when you heard that कि टोडा में वहाँ पर कुछ हमला हो गया, हमारे जितने भी जो आर्मी सेंटर्स है वहाँ पर, एयरफोर्स सेंटर्स है वहाँ पर अटैक हो रहा है, तो इस तरीके की चीजें जो होती हैं, आपको कैसा फील होता है सर कि बिकॉज यू लिव दैट लाइफ, यू हैव बीन इनटू दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स फॉर मेनी इयर्स.
So it's always very painful to hear these kind of news where we find our own officers, JCOs and men who get martyred on by the terrorists. But it is, we cannot, choose our neighbors. We have to live with them and we have to contain them and we have to manage them. That is very important part of it. As far as we in the armed forces are concerned, we are fully trained. We are, we have got our own SOPs and processes and procedures, where we are able to, tackle these people. But what happens is the terrorists have one thing up their sleeve. They have got the element of surprise. They act first. So, some time back, maybe say 10, 12 years back, or maybe even 15, 20 years back, so 90s, early 90s and all that, it was the amount of terrorism and terrorist attacks and things of those kinds which are taking place were quite in large numbers. As of today, a lot of things have got contained. Mm-hmm. And the people who are at the helm, they know what they are doing and they are able to manage the things in a manner which is appropriate for that particular thing. So at the moment, I feel that whatever has happened in say J&K, things have reduced quite a bit, but still the terrorists are innovative. They keep finding different ways and methods to get in, and we also are equally our officers and the senior commanders sitting at various levels, they are also equal to the task. They analyze all these things. They've got a lot of study which goes on behind this whole thing, and then they calibrate the response appropriately.
Mm-hmm. So you rightly said that they do find a lot of innovative ways to disturb the army and the country. How can we have that kind of protection where people do not even think to do such nonsense and the nuisance for the country?
Right. I think that is an utopian thing which you are trying to look at. Mm-hmm. We have to be prepared it is going to happen. See, there is so much of within Pakistan, okay, like this, the famous quote which goes, it says, if you follow snakes in your backyard, they're going to bite you. Okay. So the same thing is happening there. Within Pakistan, you find that the internal strife is quite a lot. Baluch is there, then the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, then various other groups which are there. There's so much of infighting. As a society, Pakistan is on its own destroying. Similarly, if you go towards Bangladesh, what has happened now in this students' movement? We saw much before that was Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka almost collapsed as an economy. On the top of us is, China is sitting there. It has got its own, reason. It's a big superpower who's trying to, assert himself wherever it is, whether it is in the oceans or in the borders, wherever, and with various in the ASEAN region, things of those kind. So we are surrounded by these people, and when we are surrounded by these people, we cannot be, immune to or impervious. Nothing will happen to us. It will always be there, and we will have to be prepared to tackle it. That's it. That preparation must be planned well, and which is being done. To a great extent, is being done, and I feel that people who are sitting in the top are doing the job.
So when it comes to protection for the country, sir, I see Israel is one of the examples there. The people will think 100 times, before they do something, and this Hamas and this all, the gamut which is going on, sir. So do you feel that we should have such protection system? They have Iron Dome and they have so much of, the evolved technological things which is important for the defense of the country.
See, Israel is slightly different. Israel is surviving there. It is a Jewish nation surviving, surrounded by, the Palestinian and other people. That's what they have to work in a much more in a different manner. As far as India is concerned, we have got natural protection in terms of our geographical terrain and our oceans and things of those kinds. But notwithstanding that, to combat, like say for example, Pakistan on the western border or even China, we have to have adequate resources to us so that it acts as a deterrence. For example, now when the Balakot strike took place, nobody expected that the Honorable Prime Minister would take that decision to go in and strike.
Yes.
But all this is all, I think it's a very well thought out action which was taken by the people who mattered at that time and the advisors, because they chose a target where there was no collateral damage and which they could execute. And all these things are, would definitely be there. What is there in the plans, the people who know of it, they know it. But they took the risk of going up the escalation ladder and seeing if Pakistan would try to escalate it further. So that is there. That is a game which you have to see and try and act as a deterrence. Now, once this has happened, automatically lot of the fallout has been that things like Bombay attack and all those things are all, people will think twice before they do the Mumbai type attack or anything else which is done, because they know there is somebody who could take a decision which could further raise the bar and it could create situations which will not be good for them.
So I was talking to Air Marshal Ranjit Khosla sir, who was leading this the entire, especially the air strike in Balakot, who said that the Balakot strike was a very calculative decision what government has taken and given the order, and it was a very targeted precision that when we make sure that the other civilians will not get disturbed, especially the centers in the Pakistan, we should get destroyed, and it was done very successfully. And do you feel that such kind of things, may India should adopt whenever there is a need to?
If there is a need, I think there are all plans which are there. I'm 100% sure. See, sometime when we were in the armed forces, we are privy to certain things. But now, with the present situation around, and with the mindset or whatever it is, people who are sitting there, the national security is a bit. Okay, they will definitely have plans. We don't have to get worried on that account. They'll have the plans, then they'll have built the wherewithal, okay? And they will be able to, execute them also in such a way where the other person will be worried that it should not go up the escalator ladder. Up till what is happening, they will say that we have nuclear power. Okay? So the thing is that if they start trying to say that we have nuclear power, then India is also not going to sit quietly. So India has also got its own thing. So we will have they know for sure that if they climb up further on the escalation ladder, that they will be at a loss.
So I remember, sir, the statement of our respected Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He said that again and again you are giving us a warning that we are a nuclear power. तो हमने क्या अपने दिवाली में पटाखे फोड़ने के लिए सब बचा के रखे हुए हैं.
So that is a message which he conveyed. But I think that even earlier it was there. They also knew it. They are also aware. We are also aware. See, ultimately, if there is a war, both the nations are going to, have a setback. We'll go back economically. We'll go back so many years down. We'll go back. But it is better that we don't have a war. But for a troublesome neighbor, so cunning and scheming neighbor like Pakistan or anything else, it is important that we have our plans in place, with us, and we have the wherewithal for that to execute. And those plans, I'm sure, are there. I'm confident that, I'm confident that all these plans exist. And, if they try to go beyond a particular point, reasonable this one, then they will get the kind of response which they would not have expected.
So, in your personal opinion, sir, looking into the so many years of conflict with Pakistan as a neighbor, do you feel that there is maybe some possibility for a war in the future?
What I see is that, war is always possible. It's possible. But it is the people who are sitting at the top who will have to draw a line. Okay. Possibility of war exists even with China, with Pakistan, we are there in the two fronts. It is there. And how much you escalate, how much you take a risk, is up to you.
Hmm.
So that is what the Pakistan must understand. At the moment, Pakistan is struggling with its own internal strife, its own economic situation. War can only come up once if it is supported by, say, something like China or something of that kind. Otherwise, I don't think in the very near future it's possible.
Yeah.
But we have to be prepared that there could be a war at any time.
So, when it comes to the overall development, the country, when it comes to the overall wealth and the technology, India is far ahead as compared to the Pakistan. Sir. We can't even compare. It's not an apple-to-apple comparison because they have further gone into the much worsening phase when it comes to the overall finance of the country. People, लोग वहाँ भूखे मर रहे हैं, sir. People are literally fighting internal, things. And when it comes to India, they are again showing their eyes, that we are ready. So this is which is there, sir. So now there is no comparison, but this is what they have decided that we will bleed India by 1,000 cuts. So they are again and again finding the ways and the means to disturb the peace of the country, or maybe finding something, which is of the religious agenda or something. There are always, sir, in India also there are some groups of the people, those who are doing all these kind of nonsense things, and they again, favor the Pakistan. This is the most disturbing things for the country, sir. So my question was, sir, exactly. So when your neighbor or maybe the country is thinking like this, right? And we have seen so many examples, right? They are coming sometime through the sea route, sometime from the border, and this and that. So again, it's about the protection of the country, protection of the people. How can we make our borders that much safer compared to what we have currently, sir?
I feel, at the moment our border is quite safe. That's my first take on the thing. People like Musharraf will be there, who will plan, who will think, who will become overconfident and do things like Kargil. Okay? That, such a large border, if you're deployed in that area, you get to know it is not that easy. They'll try that, this kind of adventure. But, we have the wherewithal. We are confident about it. In case he does something, we will be able to respond appropriately. That's one point. Secondly, now with the present dispensation having taken very strong stand, they are reluctant to try those kind of adventures. That's one point. Okay? And the third issue is that they are themselves disintegrating within their own country. So they are weak. It's just that this is a bravado which they are trying to show. They know that they are weak. If they have a war, and if it's just one front war, they will be decimated. No time has Pakistan won against India. 65-71 Kargil kuch bhi. Because firstly, we are more powerful. We have got more, very well trained army. Our jointmanship is very good, whether it is Army, Navy, Air Force, cavalry, senior. We have whatever we have done now so far, we are able to plan our things in a very cogent manner and respond. So I don't think there is any other thing other than building up your own intelligence infrastructure where you can gather the intelligence, and then if they do something, respond in a manner in which they don't again carry on the same adventure.
Wonderful. Sir, you spoke about the situation of Bangladesh and which is getting worsening. Now, Sheikh Hasina, we all have seen that what happened there. Now, looking into the current scenario, the kind of terrorist activities which are going on, and why there is no army do something, especially in this current area, the kind of mob which is coming to and looting the house and burning the houses of some other people, especially the one community people they have been targeting. So why the army is not there so powerful that they will take a stand that you need to stop all this nonsense and you need to maintain that harmony which was there earlier at the time of Sheikh Hasina.
We're talking about the Bangladeshi army.
Yeah.
It is the internal situation. I think the armed forces did not want to take any action against the students who were, who were the main, protesters, the student community. So they were asked, from what I gathered, again, newspaper reporter thing of those kind, Sheikh Hasina did ask the help of the army to contain
Yeah.
this kind of thing which was building up. But the army chief refused to act against the students. That's one part. Second part is within that, if you're talking that Hindu temples getting destroyed or Hindu people, mobs getting looted and things of those kind, it is their internal situation which I think is the reason for that thing. And we as a country, we can do nothing else about it other than to send them out the clear message that please stop doing this kind of genocide against Hindus. I saw some video of one of the US member of the unke jo parliamentarian, whatever it is. She has also given very clearly, I think Tulsi Gabbard, she very clearly stated that this should be stopped, and that is all we can do at the moment as far as we are concerned. And we as a nation must all unite and give a clear response to them. ये सब बंद करो आप, targeting a particular committee. Balance with everything else is your internal situation. It's manage it.
So can army take such decisions so that we will not go against the students? Can means the only thing, if we can't even think in India such thing may ever happen, right? But in other countries like especially Pakistan and there, basically the political system is just for the sake of the system. Everything is done by their army.
See, I'm not qualified enough to comment on that thing part of it, but there must have been certain compulsions as far as they are concerned. Okay. Why the army did not get involved in this their internal situation which is building up.
Okay. Sir, my last question. Looking into the situation there, what goes into the mind of a soldier who are sitting at the border for the security of the country when such things happens, and what kind of the expectation they see from the government when such things are happening again and again and again, and so many soldiers are killed because of some terrorist attack, because of some other the infiltration of something. So what do a soldier really expect from a government to support them?
All soldier needs is a clear policy direction and free hand to deal with it, which I think at the moment is there. And to a great extent, a lot of things have got contained. That's what I believe. In my personal opinion, a lot of things have got contained to a great extent as far as terrorism is concerned. And as far as the situations in Bangladesh and whatever is happening around us, we are always, people at appropriate level and at every level, right? You start from the top to come down to unit. They are always sensitized about the situation. We have got our own, methods where, including a soldier, sensitized what is happening around and what we should be prepared for. So, if, say, for example, if my unit is deployed in, say, eastern border and we have got some role to play there, and something is happening in Bangladesh, we as a commanding officer of that unit would be very clear. We have got certain input from top, and appropriately in a particular manner. Everybody is briefed, sensitized, and they are ready in case there is a requirement. They will be ready to get across. Nothing.
Sir, any last message you would like to convey to the people on the occasion of our independence
day? I just want to congratulate all Indians that we are lucky to be in this country like India, and we have got so many opportunities. We must preserve our culture, our heritage, our everything which is there with us. We must jointly work together so that we develop our country to take it as one of the best countries in this world. Already we are doing very well economically. We should further work together. We should not, whatever internal issues are there, we should try and remove all those discord which we have, whatever little bit which we have, and look at each other as Indians, help each other so that we grow together. Otherwise, if we have our own internal issues, whether it is in political or whether it is in religious manner or in area manner, we will not be contributing. We should work with the theme that nation first. We have to work for the nation and nothing else.
Wonderful. थैंक यू सो मच सर. जय हिंद, जय
जय
भारत.
जय हिंद, जय भारत.